Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate the class of 2020. 141 years ago, Colorado Springs High School, the first class, received their diploma. There were only 5 students in that class. Today's graduating class consists of 349 students, and today you will join the previous 41,434 Colorado Springs High School, Palmer High School grads for a grand total of 41,783. Today is a great day to celebrate. 4 years ago, you committed to the Palmer staff and your peers that you would engage and do everything in your ability to graduate in May of 2020. You rang the bell in our courtyard as a symbol of your commitment. And I promise that we will arrange a time in the future for you to officially ring yourselves out. Senioritis is defined as a supposed affliction for students in their final year of high school, characterized by a decline in motivation. Who would have predicted that senioritis would be compounded by moving to a distance learning platform in your final quarter of high school? We have all learned a lot over the past couple of months. We have learned what truly matters: our health, safety, and well-being. We learned how much we value being around those we love and care about, and we learned how to be patient. We also learned that we are more resilient than we ever imagined. And you have taught all of us how to remain flexible and engaged even in the toughest of times. Seniors, you have encountered obstacles all along the way, and even in the past 4 years at Palmer. Remember when we closed off access to the courtyard from the library? Remember when we installed new door alarms? And remember when we started making you scan into the building every time you entered? We had to close campus at lunch because of hurricane force winds, and we had to evacuate the building when there was an unknown gas coming from the basement. We later learned that it was horseplay causing a fire extinguisher to deploy and not actually related to the science department at all. Then we had the fire on the roof, which led to another evacuation. Those unplanned events made for interesting days. You navigated the uncertainty with grace and poise, and you continue to do so. You have achieved so much during your 4 years. Musical awards in band, orchestra, and choir, Daniels Fund scholarships, athletic scholarships, awards for the Gazette's Best and Brightest, National Merit Commendations, Dean and Presidential Merit Scholarships, speech and debate, mock trial, Knowledge Bowl, all aspired to state, regional, and national honor levels. And those are just a few. Your support networks vary. It may be family, friends, co-workers, even your pets. Over the past 4 years, you have undoubtedly experienced support from your teachers, coaches, counselors, and other Palmer staff. I would like to thank all of the teachers and staff at Palmer and in D11 for their dedication to our students. You have served as a source of normal in anything but normal times. Terras, we will continue our support for as long as you need it.
Good evening, students, family, and friends. For me, it's 6 p.m. on April 25th. Our country is amidst the most frightening and trying time of my life, and I'd assume that can be said for most students. It's easy to look at this virtual graduation as an anticlimactic end to our high school careers. And while I'm disappointed that I'm looking at a camera and not my friends and family, wearing a suit instead of a cap and gown, I'm thankful for the health of our state. I'm thankful that so many doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers are putting themselves in harm's way to protect and preserve our nation. I'm honored to be able to give this address. I'm proud to have reached this milestone in my life. I'd like to thank everyone who helped me get to this point. To my friends, family, teachers, counselors, coaches, and parents, I thank you. I couldn't ask for more supportive and meaningful relationships. Without you, I doubt I would be where I am today. On that note, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2020 for reaching this point in our lives. Over 4 years, we've had students achieve great things and grow into incredible adults. Students have demonstrated their right to protest and speak at climate strikes and the March for Our Lives. Competitors have won races, matches, and debates at the state level. Students have shown their merit and will be attending great colleges across the nation or following their dreams in other career paths. It's a bittersweet ending, but a positive one nonetheless. We're the first Palmer class in the school's 144-year history to not have a graduation. This statement, while saddening, has some impressive nature to it. In its long history, this school has experienced World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, and the Vietnam War. The magnitude of this pandemic has been polarizing and difficult to grasp. It is so much more important to understand that the future holds great things for this class and for our generation. Sadly, we missed out on many experiences that the masses hold near to their hearts. Spring athletes didn't have their final season, we didn't get our senior prom or senior skip day, and we didn't get to ring the bell or walk the stage. Seeing what you've missed is sad and disheartening, but knowing that you have your whole life ahead of you to make meaningful memories is what's important. Many of you, including myself, will think to brush aside this experience we've endured over the last 2 months. Instead, I urge you to realize the lessons you've learned. There are some valuable insights into the fragility and uncertainty of life. We've been taught how to respond to tragedy and the consequences of not being prepared. We've experienced the fear of the unknown, and with that, we must prepare for the future. As a world, we'll most definitely face larger issues, whether it be war, natural disaster, another pandemic, or climate change. With our experiences behind us, we will know how to handle the challenges of the future. We know to act quickly and to be prepared for the worst. As a society, we have hopefully learned from our mistakes. And as individuals, I feel that there are many connections we can draw from this pandemic to our own lives. I can guarantee that we will all face adversity and tragedy, yet how we prepare can make a large difference in our lives. By saying to prepare, most people will first think to buy canned foods, face masks, and for some reason, toilet paper. While having those items will help you prepare for another pandemic, it will not help you prepare for most of the challenges that life will throw at you. Enjoying each moment that you get to spend with your family and loved ones. Enjoying the job you work each day. Finding joy in the little things in life. These are the keys to living a life that is prepared. If you value every encounter and maximize every experience, you won't be saddened by the idea that you missed out. American singer and songwriter Warren Zevon once said to enjoy every sandwich. At the time, Zevon had been given months to live after being diagnosed with mesothelioma, a cancer of the lungs. With little time left to live, Zevon joined his friend, David Letterman, on The Letterman Show for one last time to spread his message of enjoyment and positivity. To find joy in the little things each day is a challenge. We can often sink into a routine and become conditioned with things we don't enjoy. With this speech, I hope to urge you to fight normalcy in your life. If you ever find yourself losing sight of the joys of our world, I challenge you to seek change and find happiness. A life lived in vain is no life lived at all. In the last 2 months, we've all seen how quickly everything can change. Most of us took the liberties of our day-to-day lives for granted. Now, without access to the pleasures of a normal world, I hope we can all see what we should have been more thankful for. That alone should warn us to live our lives so that we enjoy every moment. We can all move forward knowing the world will recover and that it will slowly return to normal. But that doesn't mean we should go back to our old ways. As individuals, we should all look inwards and reflect on what we have missed and regretted while quarantined, and seek out those changes. To you, the class of 2020, may you always look back and be thankful for what you learned over the last 4 years. And if not, I hope you can learn to perfect your sandwich. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On the behalf of the class of 2020, I'd like to thank all faculty, students, alumni, friends, and family for joining us today. I have to say that I am honored to be sitting here in my house. I know that high school is generally a series of strange and unexpected events, yet I don't think any of us would have thought it would end like this. Class, we have come a long way since 2016. Like the classes before us and like the classes after us, we have faced many unique challenges that we have had to overcome. Freshman year, we had to find our way around an entirely new building. We had to meet new people, we had to make new friends, and perhaps most challenging, we had to figure out where to eat and where not to eat. These obstacles seemed momentous at the time, yet we overcame. Sophomore year, we came back with a certain comfort and confidence, only to be told that we weren't allowed to walk through the library door anymore. To add to our troubles further, the price of a slice of pizza at Borriello Brothers increased by an entire dollar to $3.58. Unable to afford the pizza and soda that we had grown to rely on, many of us felt lost and pondered the meaning of life, yet we overcame. But junior year brought the two toughest challenges of all, scanning into the building and avoiding the alarm doors. I think that the majority of our class, and frankly, the majority of Palmer High School can agree that scanning into the building surpassed Gus McIntyre as the most annoying thing that we had to face in our 4 years of high school. With the time spent trying to scan into the building, the class of 2020 could have solved climate change, the world energy crisis, or healed the political divide. Instead, we were given an excuse to be late to the classes that we would have been late to anyway. No sooner had we sat down in class, gotten our textbooks out, and focused our minds before we were interrupted by the sound of a loud alarm, because one of our peers had opened the wrong door. However annoying these obstacles seemed, they quickly became routine and we overcame. The point of this rambling is to say this was all in preparation for our senior year. Senior year, where not only did we have to scan into school, but we had to scan into the library as well. Senior year, where we had to learn how to hit the woe, or in my case, pretend we learned how to hit the woe. Senior year, where I had to learn about antibodies and HIV and biology, while my classmates talked about which TikTok dance would make them go viral. And finally, senior year, where we did not get to participate in prom. Where we did not get to skip a final day of school with our classmates. Where we did not get to leave our final assembly early or ring the courtyard bell before we exited the building for the last time. Many of us missed our final sports seasons, our final club competitions, and our final moments with our peers and teachers. Although we wish we could rewind the clock, the reality is that time does not move backwards. Thus, we cannot dwell on what did and what did not happen. We can only move forward. But as we move forward, it is important that we take with us our past. We must bring with us the lessons we have learned and the experiences we have had. 4 years ago, when we entered Palmer for the first time, none of us could have predicted the person that we would be today. Our goals changed, our outlooks changed, our hair changed, but most importantly, our ideals of success changed. The message that I believe we should all take as we move forward into the next stage of our life is that you define your own success. I found this to be a fitting message, as this is the last year Palmer will have valedictorians. For almost our entire lives, the societal standards of success have been set for us. Academically, we've been given a set of benchmarks on which others define our success. Do we deserve an A, or a B, or a C? In sports, did we make varsity? It is by these standards that many of us have come to view our own successes. In fact, many of us have taken great comfort in having these standards of success set for us. I know this is true for me. But whether the next stage of our life is university, trade school, the military, the workforce, or one of the other numerous pathways that our lives will follow, these standards of success that have been set for us will become more and more obsolete. In their place, we must set our own standards and find our own purpose. Perhaps it is fitting that we've been given a small taste of what this feels like over the past 2 months. A year ago, I thought I would be successful if I scored a 7 on the HL math exam. Today, I define success as maxing out my Town Hall 10 on Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans is a mobile app for all the boomers who don't know. I guess my point is that dreams change. 4 years ago, you dreamed of being a certain person when high school ended, but now, 4 years later, I'm sure that person is very different than you imagined. Whatever your dream is now, it'll probably change, and that's okay. Author Robert Byrne once said, "The purpose of life is life with a purpose." So, whether you currently define success as getting out of bed before noon, or binging all 7 episodes of Tiger King in one sitting, know there is purpose in both setting and achieving your own successes. I know that I would be robbing you of a true graduation experience if I left out a cringy cliche. So shoot for the moon. Don't gaze at the stars. Finally, now is as good a time as ever to remember that you are a citizen of this world. Know that there are things you can do, things that are easy, yet things that can make a difference. Be kind, respectful, and understanding. Be humble and be grateful. I want to thank my family and my friends for the support that they have given me. And to my teachers, I cannot express in words the impact that you guys have had in my life. As a final goodbye, I would like to remind you of something of which you need no reminding. Remember to cherish and enjoy the final moments that we have together before we enter this new stage of our lives. Rather than end the speech with a quote from a president or philosopher, I found a quote from another great American teacher, Eminem. Seize the moment, try to freeze it and own it, squeeze it and hold it, because we consider these minutes golden. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020. Yes, we did it.
Good afternoon, Palmer Terrors. I'm Ella Sufak, and I'm honored to stand here today as student body president of the class of 2020. This is not what I expected graduation to look like. The class of 2020 is graduating in our homes, wearing sweatpants and shorts, not gowns. Many of us feel robbed of our senior year, unable to attend our last prom, our final assemblies, and our senior sunset. Disappointed that all of these rites of passages have been replaced with cloth masks, 6 feet of social distancing, online school, and a plethora of toilet paper memes. We are entering a world with a massive unemployment rate, uncertain about our college futures and our work prospects. We are a generation that was born into a world reshaped by the terrorist attack on 9/11. Now, 18 years later, we are saying goodbye to our childhood in the midst of a pandemic that will change our lives forever. No, we won't get a proper senior goodbye. We won't get to bust our best dance moves, rock a bedazzled prom dress, or a pastel suit. But we can do something different. We can do something more important. We can remember what Palmer has taught us. We care about others and appreciate our differences. We take action. We use our voices, and we stand up for what's right. Dr. Seuss, the famous children's author and cartoonist, once said, "When something bad happens, you have 3 choices. You can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or let it strengthen you." In the 145 years of Palmer's history, more than a few graduating classes have faced traumatic times. The class of 1917, World War I. The class of 1918 and 1919, the Spanish flu, an influenza pandemic that killed more than 59 million worldwide, most of them our age. The classes of 1929 through 1938, the Great Depression. The classes of 1942 through 1944, World War II. And the classes of 1965 to 1973, the Vietnam War. The sad list of turmoils and tragedies goes on. The fact is, we aren't being picked on. Many other graduating classes at Palmer have faced a scary future. But we can, like those other classes, rise to the occasion. None of us know what the world will look like this fall when we're supposed to start college or our first real jobs. But right now, we can remember what Palmer has taught us. We can chip in to help our worried parents. We can food shop for our grandparents and our elderly neighbors. We can donate blood, and we can volunteer at soup kitchens. We can be responsible. We can adapt to change, and we can practice gratitude. As our journey at Palmer comes to this strange end, we need to remember what Palmer has taught us. Fight the good fight, never leave anyone behind, and stand up for what's right. And let's not forget to be thankful for the people who have always been in our corners. Our teachers, the school administrators, our parents. They forgave our stupid mistakes, they encouraged our talents, and they never gave up on us. Thank you. We would not be here on this day without you. Finally, although it will fall on us in these upcoming years to change the world, don't forget we have an army of supporters behind each and every one of us. Our world may feel like it's in shambles, but this will pass. We are sure to face other great challenges in our lifetimes, but we must remember who we are. We are the Terrors. We are the class of 2020, and we will change the world in ways small and large. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2020, I would like you to sit and think a moment about all the people that have doubted you in your life, all the people that have doubted your abilities. Well, today, you can prove all those people wrong. As some of you may know, my name is Jillian Milton. I have the honor of being your 2019-2020 senior class president. I want to start off by saying how extremely proud I am of you all. And from the moment we rang in the bell just 4 years ago, starting our journeys into our high school careers, to now we sit in our cap and gowns ready for it to all end. I was able to grow alongside all of you, building lifelong friendships. Our paths have crossed in one way or another, and without all of you, I can genuinely say that I wouldn't be the person I am today without those interactions. From the football games to the theater plays, you have all left your mark here on Palmer High School, and you should all be equally as proud of yourselves as I am of you all. With that being said, our time was cut short on Friday the 13th. I knew that Friday the 13th were unlucky, but never this unlucky. Originally, I was going to make a pun about our graduation year and how 2020, we had 2020 vision, but we didn't see any of this coming. Although things came to a sudden halt, each of you were averse to change, and it might not be the way you imagined senior year ending, but you all made the best out of an unfortunate situation to be here today. I've often heard that graduation is the beginning of your journey in life, but instead I like to think of it as, although we are all on a similar path, today is the day that 300 different journeys are made and we branch out into the world, all with unexpected results. My time at Palmer has been nothing but memorable. I just want to take a moment to thank the staff and faculty members that helped me every step of the way, even when I felt like I was at my lowest points in life. I had an amazing community standing beside me, encouraging me every single step of the way. That being said, I would like to personally thank Ms. Kelly Klein for being my at-school mom. She told me to always believe in myself, no matter what. Also, I would also like to thank Ms. Adrienne Hollis for doing just the same. Without these two ladies, I probably wouldn't be here today. Palmer is unlike any other school. Centered in the heart of downtown, there is never a dull moment. Whether it's running through Acacia to get the best fun at Bambinos or Azadas, to cheering on our many sports teams through their wins and many losses. If I could go back to 8th grade year and choose which high school I wanted to go to, I would choose Palmer 1,000 times. To wrap up my speech, I want to say and leave you all with something to remember. Do what makes you happy. Take every moment and take every risk you can to make the life that you want to have, make the life that makes you happy. And to the class of 2020, we did it.
Hello, my name is Laura Beth Waltz, and I am this year's faculty speaker. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you to Palmer High School's virtual graduation. I know that this is not what any of us expected or planned, but I am privileged to take this day to celebrate these amazing graduates and their impressive accomplishments. Each of you viewing has made an impact upon the graduates we are celebrating, so thank you for taking the time to join us. We want to acknowledge that we gather as Palmer High School on the traditional land of the ancestral Puebloan and Ute people past and present, and honor and thank the land itself and the people who have been its stewards throughout the generations. We are so thankful for our rich history, for all those who have come before us to make today possible, and for those with us today and around us in spirit. Thank you to our superintendent and district team for their leadership and care during the unprecedented times. To our admin team for their big picture guidance while maintaining the unique understanding of our students and staff as people. To our incredible staff who organize everything, plan, communicate, clean, and always present our school and our events favorably. A special thank you to the district team who created a virtual platform to make sure our graduates still get to celebrate their hard work despite these challenging times. Thank you to my fellow teachers whose love, dedication, and unwavering investment in our students is a constant source of inspiration. Parents, guardians, siblings, and trusted adults who join us today to celebrate your incredible graduate. To you, I say the most heartfelt thank you for sharing these amazing young people with us and letting us mentor, teach, and be a part of their journey alongside you. Thank you for all that you have done and do. We are celebrating you and your contributions to our students today also. Most importantly, thank you to this graduating class. We all feel so lucky that we get to be a part of your story and that you have shared these years with us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for asking me to be here to speak to you today. I will tell you, class of 2020, that I recognize how bittersweet this must feel. You are ending the high school season of your life without real closure. You are commencing the next chapter during a time of deep uncertainty, turmoil, and grief. I would never have wished this for you, and it has been difficult to decide what exactly I wanted to tell you. I don't have any answers nor flippant advice, but instead, I want to take a moment to remind you of what I have come to know about you. In these seasons of difficulty, I hope you always turn inward and remember who you are, how strong you are, how brilliant you are, and what is important to you. You are often told that you are as weak as your weakest link, but this is only half of the truth. For that to be true, it must also be true that you are as strong as your strongest link. My favorite author, Edward Abbey, would often close his letters to close friends with a wish that may feel surprising. His wish was, "May your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, and leading to the most amazing views." He knew that in nature and in life, the peaks with the most breathtaking views, the ones you stand upon feeling the most pride and accomplishment, are reached via treacherous trails. I'm saddened by this part of your trail, but I look so forward to watching as each of you summit your individual peaks. Khalil Gibran tells us that in troubled times, bless the darkness as you would the light, for in so doing you shall know the hidden purpose of your lives. It is often in the most adverse section of our climb that we get the chance to see who we really are, what truly matters, and who we hope to become. Let me start by talking about who you are as I've come to know you. As you meet the world, let them meet you as I have, with your full, undaunted, open hearts. Remember this mantra: it's not the critic who counts. When someone else tries to tell you who you are, please try to see yourself through my eyes. I always tell you in class that it's easy to be hopeful about the future when I spend every day with you all. You have unprecedented talents and gifts to match the unprecedented times. I've seen your extraordinary grit. I've watched your resilience as you've pushed through challenges that would have leveled others, myself included. I see daily an immensity of kindness in each of you. You listen to one another, help one another, accept one another, and truly care for one another and the world around you. You have innovative mindsets that are constantly rethinking how to fix or work around problems that have puzzled us for ages. I'm floored by your tremendous critical thinking skills and willingness to take risks and open your minds to learning about and seeing the world. I've seen the way you don't see difference as a barrier, but rather a strength. I've watched you mentally reframe your struggles into a chance to be creative and strong. Your ethics, joyful dispositions, and faith in humanity constantly give me hope. No matter where life takes you, when you are challenged, remember these truths about yourself. Close your eyes and listen to the song in your heart that plays in the quiet, the still small voice that speaks what authentically matters to you. All of your core values I have seen you develop that I so deeply admire. This is also a time to focus on who you hope to become. The work you choose will shape and impact the world. As you are considering the role you will take in our society, reflect on the idea of civil rights leader Howard Thurman, who advises you not to first ask what the world needs. First, ask what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Go with courage, knowing all that you are and all the potential that you have. Decide what to be and go be it. This is your moment to come alive with your passions and contributions. The work you do in the world is your love made visible. If you measure time in seasons, let this season encircle all of the others, and today, embrace the past with fondness and the future with longing. These current moments of struggle will be part of your lives, but I also know that you will not just survive through these times. Everything I know about you makes me feel certain that you will thrive, you will succeed, and each of you will make the world a better and a kinder place. My hope for our future is not swayed by the circumstances of the world around us, but rather by the invincible goodness inside each of you. There will be difficult seasons, but you are a group of young people who can do hard things. So perhaps you were born for such a time as this. One final piece of advice is to find something each day for which to be thankful. Today, for me, it's you. I may have given you some lessons, promises, and reminders, but you have been more generous to me. Because each of you has given me a deeper thirst for life, and in your departure lies my honor and my reward. I wish you good luck, but I also know that it will not be luck that enables you to forge your way or solidify a successful climb, but your own tenacity, ability, resolution, and strength. Congratulations, class of 2020.
At this time, it is my honor to introduce Dr. Michael Thomas, Superintendent of District 11 Schools. Dr. Thomas, each of these students has fulfilled all requirements for graduation as established by our Board of Education. They are qualified, they are capable, they are, after all, terrors. Dr. Thomas, for your consideration, I present to you the Palmer High School Class of 2020.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Thomas, and I am the superintendent in Colorado Springs School District 11. I want to thank our principal, Miss Laura Disney, as well as all the staff here at Palmer High School for your amazing work and dedication to the students here at Palmer, and especially for the outstanding accomplishments of the graduating class of 2020. Now, I know this virtual experience is not ideal, nothing that any of us would ever dream of, but it is our reality right now. And I know that in the near future, as many of our restrictions begin to ease up, we will have an opportunity to have some type of physical convening to recognize the greatness and the accomplishments that each of you demonstrate here as a Palmer Terror. Now, you all are destined for college, career, the military, whatever life is waiting for you to seize. That I am confident of. And you're doing so in a time that's demonstrating perseverance and your ability to manage through significant world crises. Those are skills that we can't even teach in the classroom, but you all are showing that in your hearts, and you are representing Colorado Springs School District in an amazing way. I can't tell you how proud I am of you for your accomplishments and honored to be your superintendent. And I want to say I officially accept the class of 2020, and I'm going to invite one of our board directors, our vice president, Miss Julie Ott, to come forward and officially confer the graduating class of 2020 at Palmer High School. You all did an amazing job, and we wish you the best in life. Congratulations. Go Terrors.
Greetings to the Palmer High School class of 2020. You may have heard the phrase, "May you live in interesting times." We do, but we always have. Given the present pandemic, stay-at-home orders, and distance learning, we may feel this is a more historic time, and it certainly is one for the history books. But every day and every year has its story. Time moves on. The adversity and challenges we are facing now, this too shall pass. The question before you, as you graduate, is what you will do with your future and with the opportunities before you. You may need to reevaluate the paths you had considered, the course you had charted. The future is still there, waiting for you. You've learned to read and write, do math, you've taken social studies and science. Perhaps you've studied a foreign language or learned to code, to paint, or to play an instrument or two. Hopefully, you've learned something about yourself along the way. As you move on from high school to whatever comes next, life is giving you, giving all of us, a lesson in resiliency in the face of great challenge. It's been chaotic and messy, and it will be for some time to come. It's not the first difficult challenge you faced, and it won't be the last. But it really does put some of those high school exams you've had into perspective. As you move on to your next adventures, the Board of Education wishes you all success. For my part, I hope you will carry the Palmer High School attributes of pride, honor, and strength along with you. Be engaged in your community and vote, be kind, and be safe. Now, on behalf of the District 11 Board of Education, I am pleased to accept the Palmer High School class of 2020 for the conferring of diplomas. You graduated. Congratulations.
Whitley Ann Adams. Cyan Marie Addington. Mia Lynn Albert. Lizette Alejo Damian. Kuku Zachariah Ali. Claire Diane Alosi. Isabel Alexandra Amos. Baron Joseph Anderson. Victoria Lee Anderson. Zevon Lakey Andrews. Eliziana Patricia Archuleta Vela. Evan Christian Aerosmith. Gabriel Guadalupe Balbueno Trujillo. Shayla Christian Barnes Roberts. Brian Barone Rivera. Samuel Thomas Beckman. Jersey Rose Elena Bigford. Abigail Michelle Billings, Catherine Marie Blackburn, Kianda Ishay Bolton, Megan Sue Breeden, Emery Riley Bridgman, Gabriel Andrew Brinkman,
Joel Jeffrey Brisk,
Giselle Jeanette Burney, Christian James Butler, Julio Jesus Cabasa Jr., Paige Mackenzie Cayley, Alana Marie Calvin, Juan Andres Can, Mario David Can, Estrella Mira Carr, Tatiana Janae Carter, Madeline Lee Cottle, Amanda Taylor Chavez, Zoe Althea Chavez, Ashana Akia Clark, Cheyenne Ashley Clements, Dela Throngsri Collins, Tamar Colorado, Luis Antonio Concepcion, Enli Araceli Contreras Tiscarino, Olidia Wandy Contreras, Jamon Joyce Conyer, Noelle Destiny Cooley, Gerard Devonte Cooper, Adrian Cordero, Brittany Stacy Corona, Jameson Xavier Kersey, Corey Valen Crutcher, Mary Jane Melissa Daniel, Haley Marie Davis, Shaylee Kiara Davison, Diego Rolando De Leon Perez, Gunnar Luke Degenhart, Sydney Christine De Herrera, Michael Abel Delgado Ventura,
Devonte Elliott DePriest, Caleb Lee DeRoche, Heather Ashley Dombrowski, Evelyn Beatriz Dominguez Martinez, Micaiah Anthony Donahue, Joseph Jackson Downs Douglas, Brett Thomas Downs, Emerald Sydney G. Doyle, Anthony Wayne Drotter, Alasia Joe Dubuis, Kerrigan Haley Duncan, Sarah Elizabeth Egbert, George Robert Ellison IV, Vanessa Enriquez Villalba, Ashley Louise Epler, Riley Jane Urba, Rudolph Jordan Espinoza, Christian Angel Estrada, Blake Alexander Farquhar, Eva Sophia Farrell, Seth Connor Feldhausen, Sophia Marie Figueroa, Rebecca Ashley Fisher, Zoe Celeste Fitch, Alexander Charles Fix, Braden Anthony Frang, Sol Lunes Fuentes, Ajane Yana Gaynor, Carlos Tobias Gallegos Jr., Isaiah Fabian Garcia, Vincent Marcus Garcia, Haley Madison Garrett Neal, Christian Michael Garrison, Jaden Robert Garrison, Devin Jean Garza, Nicholas Burnett Gay,
Megan Rita Geyser,
Cambria Eileen Gurman, Najee Lee Malik Gibson, Melissa Gill, Skylar Hawk Gilliam, Matthew Gerald Guerreau, Mercedes Marie Glacier, Lee Michael Kikoa Goias, Jordan Page Goyne, Lisbeth Gomez Pena, Silas Quinn Gamori, Alexandria Nicole Gonzalez, Juliana Sue Gonzalez Reyes, Kevin Jesus Gonzalez Asensio, Hema Gabriela Gonzalez, Leah Grace Goodlow, Nichelle Denise Melanie Graham Mahuka, Jonathan Luis Grant, Matthew Robertson Grant,
Isaiah Matthew Anthony Grimaldo, Brendan Tomas Gross, Zachary Daniel Goodall, Noah Daniel Gutierrez, Ethan Daniel Hall, Stefan Leviticus Hand, Kamaria Denise Harness, James Cole Harrison, Corey Hartzell, Warren Miles Beck Hendricks, Beverly Melissa Hernandez Alonso, Kevin Josvel Hernandez Rodriguez, Angelina Emma Hernandez, Caleb Dale Hernandez, Beatrice Adriana Hernandez Arambula, Preston Tomas Herod Bigley, Rudy Robert Herrera, Tyler Dwayne Higby, Leora Margaret Higgins, Cameron Chase Hillman, Hayden Ulan Huiber,
Dahaja Ane Hopper,
Rose Nadine Hopper,
Lance Wayne Hummel, Mia Rose Iannalillo, Caitlin Elizabeth Eilfelt, Braden Scott Ingles, Jada Elizabeth Ireland Jackson, Joshua Andrew Jackson, Marlicia Lorraine Jacobs, Kiana Laree James, Julian Alexander Jang, Jaden Tanai Jones, Layla Marie Jones, Paige Kim Jones, Jacob Page Keller, Gemini Elizabeth Kepler, Daisy Kim Corey, Ashton Faith Kipke, Tai Hee Kim, Amanda Raquel Knowles, Landon Michael Kraft, Damon Chandrika Kunwar, Elizabeth Victoria Laffley, Jeremy Daniel Laird, Gregory Adam Lawley, Tucker Wayne Larson, Hannah Isabella LaRue, Cameron Michael Leverett, Sierra Nicole Literal, Amelia Cielo Littlefield, Krista Jo Ann Long, Adriana Inez Lopez, Michael Anthony Lopez,
Eva Michelle Lovell,
Luis Diego Loya Alvarez,
Emma Lily Maria Ludwig, Jorge Antonio Luna Martinez, Krister Pilar Lund, Shane Howard Lystrup, Sahid Magianis Velasquez, Alicia Maria Marchand, Aaliyah Marie Marquez, Delaney Rose Marsden Letcher, Jermaine Aaron Martinez Moss, Claire Lily Martinez, Alexis Nadine Martinez Early, Jesus Antonio Martinez Perez, Robert Anton McCall Jr., Jordan Ashley McCollum, Madison Lee McCormick, Cyrus Quinton McCrae, Michael Anthony McGinnis Boucher, Charles Angus McIntyre, Lindsay Elizabeth McKittrick, James Karan Jerome McNair, Jayla Aaliyah Melton, Selena Ariana Mendez, Lowen Andrew Mendoza, Vanessa Yamaleth Mendoza, Cheyenne Alora Merriam, Teresa Marie Mershon, Faith Alyssa Moe, Armani Unique Monroe, Persephone Love Morales Sprayberry, Veronica Jasmine Moreno Silva, Imani Elizabeth Linnea Morgan. Jacob Donald Morris. Catherine Rose Motley. Jamila Fatima Batista Mohammed. Kalina Eliana Muniz. Christian Arthur Murillo. Jonathan Jared Murphy. Clayton Raleigh Myers. Devin Lucas Naranjo. Jayla Grace Neely. Dorian Ray Anderson Nelson. Amelia Antonia Nieves. Vanessa Maribel Ordaz. Matthew Edwin Ortiz. Valerie Marie Ortiz. Tyler Scott Ortman Searcy. Alexis Mariah Pacheco Shavira. Gurley Pacheco Chacon. Juliana Victoria Padron. Amelia Catherine Palos. Christopher Thomas Perry. Alejandro Tristan Partida. Ryan Matthew Patla. Logan Zachary Paxson. Christopher Leonard Pelt. Andrea Guadalupe Peña Duarte. Juan Edgar Peña Duarte. Adam James Peña Jr.
Jorge Arturo Perez Guillen. Alyssa Raquel Perez. Maya J. Perez. Gabriel Michael Peterson. Natalie Duress Pettit. Justin Kyle Phillips. Kyle Zalatis Porter. Taylor Elijah Presti. Blake Aline Pritchard. Jacob Emmanuel Quiones. Madeline Judith Radcliffe. Raina Rena Ralston. Kevin Michael Redwine. Vincent Charles Reed. Frankie LaShawn Reagan. Miranda Ray Remick. J.R. Patrick Renteria Hunter. Anthony Jermaine Rice Jackson. Nevea Samara Rigdon. Gabriela Jose Rivas Estete. Jalim Jose Rivas Estete. Daisy Natalie Gandara Rivera. Zachariah Tyree Robinson. Alexia Brianne Robles. Lonnie Eugene Rodriguez Jr. Jordan Alexa Rogers. Jasmine Brianna Romero. Jaden Reindl Rooker. Danielle Cisco Rosario. Madeline Michelle Roselle. Alexander David Ruiz. Anastasia Rybitsky, Grace Catherine Sagan, Jesse Jerome Saez, Gabriel Salazar, Fernando Luis Sanchez, Hayes Gregory Sanchez, Raleigh Lee Santana, Jason Omar Santiago Jimenez, Ana Maria Santos, Leila Amia Marie Satterfield, Jose Raul Saucedo, Elijah Patrick Holman Savin, Sarah Ann Schlosser, Alexander Griffin Schweitzer, Lucas Maximilian Schwerner, Michael Randolph Scott Jr., Isabella Sagata, Patience Josiane Segovia, Asher Jean Seneck Dumont, Alana Marie Sewell, Destiny Danielle Shaw, Haley Lynn Shaparsky, Tatum Lane Shive, Elena Christina Marie Silva, David Nathaniel Simmons, Michael Wayne Simino III, Matthew Theodore Sims,
Cameron Elise Smith, Charlize Lamarie Beyonce Smith, Jacob Anthony Smith, John James Smith IV, Richard Thomas Sneed Jr., Julia Mercedes Solano, Benjamin Florencio Sosa, Kylie Kathleen Spencer, Kalilu Metallica Stapleton, Eden Isabella Stewart, Ella Ryan Sufak, Odalis Jamilet Suya Gomez, Weston Jack Sullivan, Dalton Van Sunday, Jason David Sutton,
Andrew Ryan Swankowski,
Xavier Lamai Sweatman, Layla Pearl Taddy, Damon Joseph Talent, Kaloe Roxy Malia Tata, Mario Carlos Thomas Jr., Matthew Thomas Titus, Savannah Lynn Torchala, Angel Lynette Jean Torres, Carla Renee Torres, Graham Morrison Trujillo, Joshua Estevan Trujillo, Ashlyn Nicole Tubiolo, Nathan Jesus Urquidi,
Anna Ruth Van Dyke,
Catherine Viviana Vasquez Medina, Maria Giselle Vasquez Diaz, Tito Ultimo Vega, Annalisa Maria
Estrella Vela. Lila Carolyn Velasquez. Samuel Nathaniel Velasquez. Lawrence Daniel Vigil. Brianna Sophia Villarreal. Alexandria Nicole Wallstrom. Aaron Jordan Wallace. Brendan Nicholas Walters. Anna Alexandra Ward. Marshall Landry Ware. Athen Bradley Wickard. Margaret Patricia Wilder. Lars Avery Williams. Tanaya Rosita Williams. Samantha Antoinette Wurtemberg. Wesley Hatch Wright. Emerson Elizabeth Yardley. Anthony Robert Islas. Jasmine Liberty Young. Helen Heidi Zarate Luria. Paola Heidi Zavala. Leo Kent Zook. Ezekiel Sky Antelope. Seth Tyler Labs.
To signify that we've graduated, class of 2020, please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Okay, Ella, let's seal the deal and ring the class of 2020 out. "2020 will be a year that we will never forget, but you are the biggest reason why. Stay connected and challenge yourselves. Dr. Seuss shared, sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Cherish each moment and strive to make each moment count. Congratulations to the Palmer class of 2020.